Well, we'll see each other again pretty soon.
That's my boy.
It's been a wonderful trip, Bernard.
Good to have you, Cliff.
Whoa, wait a minute. You take care, okay? Adios. I'll be in touch, Bernard.
Bye, Cliff. Yes, he should.
David, join me for a drink.
Watch it, Bernard. She's running off with your bodyguard.
It's not exactly Vogue, is it?
Hey, Joe, I'm on my way. Oh, Duffy, how are you? Good to see you. Now tell me, what is a guy like you doing riding with the Brits?
Well, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse, sir. I was with Delta in 1980. Prospects weren't looking too good with Uncle Sam, so...
That's the way it goes. They chew you up and they spit you out. It happens every time. Well, now you look after yourself, here?
Yes, sir.
Of all the people Kyle had on that bloody boat, Dilk was the one most at risk.
Tom stayed close to him from the moment he moved to leave the yacht. It was the handover, ship to shore.
I know. Saracen was hired to provide close protection and not to him in particular.
Sir Bernard appreciated that fully. In fact, he was very complimentary about the efforts we made to ensure the security of the other guests.
After Dilk had been shot.
Yes, Colonel, after Dilk had been shot.
David, Sir Bernard Kyle has been very embarrassed by this business. He moves in exalted circles. A word here, a nuance there, and we could lose an awful lot of business in a very short space of time.
In a bid to head him off, I've offered to put our intelligence resources at the disposal of the Spanish authorities. I want you back out there. See if you can salvage something from the wreckage. Where's Tom?
He's liaising with the Spanish.
Be nice to me.
General Quentin Dilk. On promotion to 3-star general, he was officially assigned to the Joint Chiefs of Staff at the Pentagon. In reality, this meant acting as advisor to a variety of mainly military regimes in Central and South America. During several tours of Southeast Asia, he proved himself ruthlessly capable of dealing with local subversives. This attractive quality seems to have stuck with him. 20 years later, he masterminded the bloody demise of the Huachos in Bolivia, where successive hunters had consistently failed. After that, he was hot property.
And his feet have seldom touched the cobbles of Civvy Street since. Speciality, advising entrepreneurs anxious to exploit raw materials and cheap labor in third world countries.
Nice. What was his connection with the good St. Bernard, revered patron of the poor and depressed?
We don't know yet.
But I do hope to have an inkling by the time you two are back in Puerto Talavera.
Who to?
We too.
Well, since the object of the exercise is to let Sir Bernard impress the Spaniards with how helpful he can be, the Colonel thought it was an occasion Alice might suitably grace.
Well, that's sexist, Eric. If you were still in the Met, they'd send for a large lady superintendent to spank your bottom.
Not everything, I fear, has changed for the best.
Pilar Galdos.
Our prime suspect.
She's much too pretty to be an assassin. Nice to know not everything's going to be sordid.
Come in, my good man. All right, don't come in.
morning, Mr. Duffy. My name is Antonio Cuesta. I am with the Polizia de Scala Superior. So Galdos was caught up in the Cordia Revolution.
Vida's family was rounded up. Dad was shot, allegedly trying to escape. 2 sons disappeared. Umberto's pistoleros did things to Peter I didn't want to talk about.
Lady with a grudge, all right.
She got involved with a Marxist cell while in detention. Took the deluxe passage to Moscow, graduated Patrice Lumumba University. Selected by the KGB for special training. Known to be actively involved with the PLF, ETA, and Red Army faction.
Formidable, but hardly unique. Why Dilk?
Galdos has been spotted in Granada, and General Dilk set up and actively supervised the interrogation center from which her brothers never returned.
Oh, God, this coffee's terrible.
Ready?
Go right ahead.
I'm here, Mr. Duffy, investigating the death of the late, not entirely lamented, General Dilk.
Well, then you won't be interested to know that the psychotherapist who just left stole my last $200.
Sadly, no. Amateurs, Mr. Duffy. Always an uncertain element. Professionals should always stick with professionals. Our organization is very professional. That's what interests me. You are very professional, Mr. Duffy. You interest me.
Me? I'm just your average all-American boy, Superintendent. Class of 71, Eagle Scout.
And Delta Force, name but one.
Yeah, well, we ain't that professional. Dilk did get blown away.
On Spanish territory. That one, as you're wont to say, Mr. Duffy, is down to us.
David Barber and I filed our reports. I stayed on to help you more, if I could.
And I am grateful. David Barber interests me.
Major Barber. Irish Guards. Queen's Gallantry Medal.
You know, I always thought Irish Guards would be in Dublin, not marching up and down outside palaces in London in funny hats.
Don't tell him that.
Ah, Mr. Duffy. I'm afraid we have to drag you back from sun and sand. There's this research place in Hounslow. Keeps losing its bits.
Some goddamn friend of Ansel, I suppose.
Well, it does belong to a friend of Ansel's.
What is it, Eric?
24-hour surveillance. You be pleased. David and Alice are on their way out now. First plane, there's a good chap.
Me too, Eric. Major Christopher Robin and Little Miss Alice Willis, you accurately prophesied shortly be here to talk to you in person. Meantime, I go into a pickle.
Like I said, professionals, Mr. Duffy.
Hey, you sure you won't join us in the martini? Juliet makes them like rocket fuel. Miss,
Kavanagh. No, thank you. So you want to know about Clinton Dilk?
I thought your exorbitant fee included background work.
Oh, I could brief you on General Dilk from his cradle to his premature grave, Sir Bernard. But it would be very helpful to know why he was your guest.
He was one of several guests. I've known him a while. He was a fine yachtsman, a fine man. I have a lead of sorts, Sir Bernard.
Peter Galdos. Strong Spanish connection and good reasons not to like General Dilk.
Pretty, isn't she, Jules? Could she hit someone from 30 yards from the back of a motorbike? Yes. Splendid, splendid. I trust you're sharing this with, what's his name?
Antonio Cuesta.
Yeah, Cuesta. Sooner the better. Yeah, très simpatico, Mr. Cuesta. Juliet will show you off, Miss,
Well, that man is a rank dickhead. And as for see you and met on the space pack, gawping at each other.
Dallas.
Oh, don't start. I'm not in the mood.
Miss Kavanagh, leaving aside your quite understandable jealousy, I wonder...
What is it?
On that boat the day of the shooting, a couple of models and a fat photographer. Are you receiving me, Miss...
Major Barber. Antonio Cuesta.
Signor Cuesta. David Barber. I dropped the Major some time ago.
Yes. A matter of principle, as I recall.
You've done your homework.
The services of Saracen Systems of London, free, gratis, and for nothing. The gift horse looking into the mouth of which I could not resist. Mr. Duffy told me you'd bring the accomplished Alice with you. I'm sad to see you did not.
That's a treat in store. Right now, Miss Kavanagh is checking out a yacht.
So, Mr. Barber, grateful as I am for your company's generous help, I would like to know precisely what form it will take.
Bedtime reading. The life and times of Major General Clinton Dilk, and of those who might have an interest in facilitating his demise.
As I was saying to your colleague, Mr. Duffy, we professionals should stick together.
Pilar Galdos.
As you say, snap. And we know she's in Spain.
Right, you eat this time, right? Very nice cake. Eat it.
No, okay, look, that's it. No. Okay, Lady Blemby, could you get rid of her, please? I'd rather work with a chimpanzee.
Not like the Casa del Money, eh, Mr. Digby?
Who did you say you were again? The old Bill?
More or less.
You're a Yank, aren't you?
Am I?
So, what kind of a cop are you then?
Narcotics Enforcement Bureau, Hispanic Division. Attached to Interpol for the Porta Talavera shooting. Your eyewitness reports that you were photographing at the time of the killing.
So what's that got to do with drugs then?
I'd like to look at your film.
Tits and bums mainly. I mean, if I had anything hot, I'd have flogged it, wouldn't I?
Maybe. Maybe not. If you've any unusual pics, I'd be interested to know why you haven't. Why don't you just hand them over?
The Amazon, the world's mightiest forest. Now, its beauty ravaged and crushed. Its people forced out of their homes, herded into cardboard cities. To these innocents, American missionaries are bringing the hope of the one true God. But the work of these heroic young pastors is being made worthless by godless men in these slums of sin and shame. And who are these assassins?
Pass.
Is it an accident that the words devil and developer share so many of the same letters?
Came in from Sally in Washington. Sneak preview of some evangelical program due on air next month. Seems the general was a born-again Christian. That's him attacking a major new development on the Amazon.
D-E-V-L.
Interesting. That would upset a lot of rich investors.
Subversive.
You certainly talk like a policeman.
Sometimes I find myself thinking like one too. You meet someone. You don't think, do I like him or her? It's more, how much does he or she know? How innocent is she? How guilty?
It's nice to know. What about me?
You? Insufficient evidence. Tell me about you and Sir Bernard.
My father's a sort of partner. I say sort of. Daddy got into trouble in '79. Overextended, undercapitalized. Usual story. Bernard bought him out. Daddy can hardly sneeze now without Bernard say-so. He doesn't want to see the daughter repeat the sins of the father. Also, he fancies me. In a clinical sort of way. He says he's grooming me for power.
Is that good or bad?
Is that innocent or guilty?
I'm sorry to barge in.
I should get back.
Eric's just been through some interesting news at the American end.
Don't worry.
What do we have?
A beer would be nice. Dilk was about to attack a major development sponsored by a right-wing military regime and several international bankers.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean Galdos didn't kill him. She could have been turned. Or wanted to earn a fat fee for the cause.
No way. She's straight. She's one of the sisters.
To se veta.
Do you think the Romeo and Juliet routine's a good idea?
What's that supposed to mean?
We're out here because of an embarrassing cock-up in which you, dear David, were not uninvolved. Sir Bernard Kyle would be delighted to shift all the blame onto us. And here's you, busting your buns to get into his secretary's knickers.
One, my relationships outside my work are my business. Two, for better or worse, I lead this assignment. If you don't like it, catch a plane.
Stop.
Why didn't old Digby sell them?
He had a pal who ran foul of the IRA in a similar situation. Chickened out.
I had the attack sequence enhanced. That's a pretty lethal bunch of flowers.
Alice is on to her. The lady who fires handguns with her left hand is using a submachine gun with her right.
Curious. What'd you say?
So, David, you're telling me this Galdas woman has learned to fire a machine gun?
Right-handed. A considerable departure from her normal MO.
And you've had a sneak preview of Dilk blethering on about God and Indians? Yes. And your conclusion is that the person, the means, the motive, and the ability didn't do it?
Yes.
So now you're looking for a Brazilian investor who's a daredevil motorcyclist and a crack shot with an Uzi. I am sorry, but this does not convince. Oh, what's his name? Questa said.
We haven't actually.
Naughty David. Bad Saracen. You are here to help the Spaniards. Jules, come and help me pack my toothbrush. I feel Switzerland calling.
Oh, look, Martin, here, we'll go and see the beautiful. Look, lovely.
No. Hel kulpune, lemmer cocktail, l'americani, all'almerken. Hel ride el motorcycle, hel ride يدخل عربة النقل.
يا كلوت فوق الكاميون حتى ما بكيناش كنشوفوا الكاميرا del film.
Merda Kruz.
Bond, James Bond. Bond is Maripeni. Che sorgo فوق الكاميون. بحالك يا ملوشي.
Stuntman.
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 Stuntman. Yeah, Stuntman.
Thank you.
Ah, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bubba.
Princess Di! Her Majesty is a factor!
Here we go!
Here we go! Here we go! Here we go!
You planning to invade Gibraltar? Not yet, no. I'll tell you something, we found Galdos. Congratulations. Where? The gypsy court of Capopino. I'm off to supervise the arrest right now. Before that, Antonio, look and listen for 2 minutes, please. It's interesting, I grant you. But what chance would Galdos have of getting close enough to Dirk to use a handgun? She's a pro. She'd know how to use a submachine gun. Right-handed. I know marksmen who can shoot with either hand. I think I agree with Sir Bernard.
Okay. Go catch your bird, Antonio.
David, you've been very generous with your information. Shall I repay the favor by inviting you, unarmed of course, to be shot at by these desperate terrorists?
Yes, please.
So the girl had brown hair,
Yes, very beautiful hair, but not very beautiful girl.
and she bought the flowers?
No, the Englishman buy the flowers.
The Englishman?
Yes, speak Spanish, but English, and the girl is English, like you.
Thank you.
Like you, but not as sexy.
Lo siento, chico. No eres mi tipo.
A couple of young Brits capable of the bike job, one of them a woman. Yeah, I'm sure it's all very logical, Alice. It's just the thought of searching through the whole of the film industry for a couple of stunt persons with a criminal bent. Thank you, Belinda. Yeah, I know. Talk to the right people. I'll let you know.
Why, Nick?
Belinda, I don't suppose you could...
Sorry, Eric.
Belinda? Belinda?
I've got a lunch.
Good morning, Eric Nugent. I wanted to see your stunt director, Peter Peoples. Sorry. Was he over there? Eric Nugent, I'd like to see Peter Peoples, your stunt director.
Gentlemen here to see you.
Excuse me, Eric Nugent, Saracen Systems. We're a security company.
Peter Peebles, I'm a stunt director, but I think you want Bill, he's a production manager.
No, actually, Mr. Peoples, it was you I wanted. The people at Equity said you might be able to help.
Fine. Callum, get a cup of tea for Mr. Nugent.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about stunt women. Women. What's the gag?
Thank you.
Gag?
Yeah, what do you want him to do?
Oh, well, motorcycles, actually, and firearms.
Half a dozen motorcyclists. Firearms as well, 3. There's Patsy, she's in America. Kate, she's in Scotland. And Jodie's in the family way. That's your lot.
Oh, thank you. Well, what's Kate doing in Scotland?
There's one other, actually. Sarah Cousins, an entertainer. None of the boys will use her. She's into heavy company.
How heavy is the company?
Heroin.
Inspector Craven called about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, he said, oh, hang on a second, sorry. He said, a stuntman has fallen 12 stories from a tower block. And they aren't filming there today. Oh, no. It didn't make any sense to me either.
The address, now. What raised Tom Duffy for me. From the dead, if need be.
It's okay. The guy at the front said you're not going anywhere. The area's closed.
Did he top himself?
We hope to find convincing evidence to prove otherwise.
For God's sakes, I'm with old Nugent of Saracen Systems.
Cheeky bugger. Let him through.
Hello, Earthlings.
find her before someone else does.
No! Lucky.
Pilar Galdos.
I don't mean to spoil the party, but I reckon he caught the wrong bird. Eric's checking on Equity's register of stunt people.
For the hit. A stuntman.
Poor woman. It's entirely logical. If you work on the cynical premise that everyone has their price.
Proves I don't really think like a policeman.
Well, who said you did?
That doesn't matter. Look. I haven't had the chance to say this before, but... well... I'm sorry about last night.
It's okay. I was out of line.
Friends?
I've told you already, 10 times. I was out of town.
He was seen by a lot of people in Porto Talavera.
People see what they want to see. And since when do you need Englishmen to fight your battles for you?
He is not with the British government.
He's with someone. You're one of Dilk's men, yes?
Knowing what I do about Dilk, I rather resent that. Knowing what we do about you and Dilk, we think you had good reason to kill him.
True. Sadly, I cannot claim the credit. I was with my lover in Capopino.
His name. We will find him.
You've already found him. You shot him.
Now they've got Galdas under lock and key, Kyle wants Saracen back in the UK. I see no reason to leave them there.
No, they played a significant role in the identification and apprehension of the prime suspect, and have to a large extent salvaged the firm's reputation. But there's a new lead. Bizarre, but promising. Give them 3 days.
Why should I?
It will only offend a wealthy and influential client.
Well, there are other clients who will respect your integrity, whatever Sir Bernard Kyle imputes.
You've convinced me. 2 days.
Tom, taxi.
Sarah! Don't touch it!
What are you doing?
I can explain! Everything.
So, my dear, why don't you talk about some dangerous driving in Puerto Talavera?
Your boyfriend's dead already, Sarah.
All right. All right. All right. We got $5 each in plane tickets. Gun and a bike in Malaga. We were told it was all a scam.
By who, girl? Who was the contact?
Guy did the deal. We were to do one pass on the bike,
when the American left the yacht. We weren't supposed to hit him. Oh, I swear to God, I didn't mean to hit him. It was just a bloody stunt. I aimed to miss.
Mind you, she was doped up to the eyeballs. I'm not surprised she screwed up.
Questa did say that forensics only found half the bullet. Most of them landed in the harbor.
There could have been a second gun.
Ballistics would have noticed a phony attack. Unless it was the same type of weapon fired from an identical angle.
Which would put him...
And the gun would have had to be silent.
Yeah, which would put him somewhere up here.
Look, the enhanced photo. The shutters on this window are open. On the wide shot, the shutters are closed. The shutters open at the exact moment of the attack.
You'll breathe.
Hey.
Come on,
Forget about it.
Cheers.
Perfect.
She's not dead.
The view.
That little bird tells me, is major ice block melting?
No.
Traveled light, our friend.
If he traveled at all.
Zilch.
Vámonos!
David, Tom! Knife. Thank you.
What are you doing? You know, I could buy you some of your very own.
The print has got to be worth a once-over.
Hotshots wear gloves, Dallas.
Not when they take out their gum. And
Don't call me
done.
What I reckon is, Davy boy, if your name is Clinton Duke, and you go running around the world stirring it up to make it safe for Mom and Pop and God and apple pie in America, and then you suddenly discover that you've got a conscience, you're gonna make an awful lot of big people awful anxious. And I mean big, and I mean anxious. You know where I'd start looking?
Tonight? You better get Alice digging on the South American connection.
Take care, Davy boy.
Hello? Eric?
Robert Blessington.
The Blessington?
Interpol confirmed. The print was a perfect match. They've informed Questa.
Thanks, Eric. It's Blessington. Have gun will blow you away for a consideration, of course.
Well, obviously, I should know who this guy is.
Connoisseurs would regard him as one of the top 10 contract men. Shall we tell David?
No. David's busy.
My son's 10, nearly 11. Most of the time, he's with Susan's parents.
Do you miss her, Susan?
It hadn't really worked out. We'd found separate lives. Then one morning the phone rang, and she was dead. Killed beside a man in a car. She'd met him the night before. And then... yes, then... There's not really been anyone since.
What about now?
Now?
Bernard's in Geneva till weekend. I thought I'd stay aboard. On my own.
The day Dilk was shot. I think the bike was just a decoy run. The girl on the back, so the Galdos killing made sense.
Well, aren't you the detective?
That's right. There's not much evidence, but we think Sir Bernard may not have told us the whole truth.
You're out of your mind.
Probably. But what I must know about, what I really care about, is you.
What are you saying?
You see, I keep remembering this beautiful girl plying me with champagne and laughing seconds before a man I was charged to protect was shot down in front of my eyes. I must know, innocent or guilty.
Let me go!
No! Are you involved?
It's all a game, isn't it? Well, I'm not playing. I saw you, and I thought, oh, at last, here's someone I can be with. Someone I can share it all with. And then I find he's a bloody policeman. Well, not with me, David. So, shut up! Just bloody shut up!
Score, Dave?
In a manner of speaking. Have you got the phones covered on the radio?
Yeah.
Bernard? Hello? Yes, I know, I'm sorry. It's just that Saracen are saying... Well, David Barber is. No, he's still here. I don't know why he's still here. To see me or something. Bernard, listen. He says the bike was just a decoy. That there was another gun that did the job. Yes, I know it's stupid, but then he said... But he thought that you were mixed up in it. No, Bernard. No, of course I don't think. He's just obsessed or something.
What? Obsessed with you? Jules, let her get off the phone.
What?
he's a clever bastard. Paying off Mr. Blessington?
Could be.
I hope your friends are safely locked up in their hotel.
Well, it's difficult to stop all war horses trotting towards the sound of gunfire.
Take the camera. Baby. Come on. Take the picture. Take the picture. That's the drop-off, baby. Blessington. They stopped him. I love it.
Tom, we've got company.
Police?
No way.
quest to clear this lot up.
Blessington had a nice, comfy villa above Marbella. Obviously couldn't resist Bernard Kyle's offer of some local work.
What about the fun of the bull ring?
I reckon he got greedy and was trying to get a little extra out of Kyle. Kyle doesn't like little extras.
No. He was also the only material witness to the Dilk killing. Dead men don't tell tales. And Sir Bernard Kyle gets out of the whole sordid business scot-free.
Well, not to mention millions richer from his investment in the Amazon scheme.
You guys will probably make him a duke. What of La Belle instead?
If she was innocent at the start, she certainly wasn't at the end. She knew whose side she was on. Stupid even to think about it. Move private. Dallas, coming for a drink.
You know I joined Saracen on account of a broken heart?
Yes.
Have I told you about Aisha, the one in Beirut with the nightclub?
Yes.
See, the army was getting to be a bit of a brain drain. So to brighten things up, she and me get married, which is great. And we're talking about setting up in Morocco or somewhere, which is great too. And then her husband turns up, which is a new scenario. And he's a 5-star gun runner who doesn't like Americans, especially not